Imagine a place where you can be yourself, be safe, be loved, and belong. Imagine a place where everyone can be themselves, be safe, be loved, and belong. I invite you to join outstanding, kind communities, eco villages in Costa Rica and around the world. Join the dream to inspire and empower over 1 billion people to create a kinder, greener, LGBT friendlier world for all. Imagine a place where you know your neighbors. Imagine a place where you go for potlucks and long walks in the woods with your neighbors. Imagine a place where you have dances, meditation, yoga with your neighbors. Imagine a place where your friends are your neighbors and your neighbors are your friends. We can do this. With you, anything is possible. If you would like to join the dream, it starts online, and then we're creating retreats across Costa Rica and around the world. So if you would like to join us, please like, share, subscribe, and click the link or the gold button near this video. Thanks. You make a difference. You deserve to speak, inspire, and prosper. Together, we can create a kinder, greener, LGBT friendlier world for all. You make a difference. Imagine you 100x your ROI and impact. Hi, my name is Sharon Love, and I'm from Outstanding Kind Communities. And the best way for you to 100x your ROI and impact is by supporting Outstanding Kind Communities. Now, you may be saying, what are Outstanding Kind Communities? Imagine a place where everyone can be themselves, be safe, be loved, and belong. And imagine a place that includes LGBTQ friendly people. And we're open to everybody. It's not just LGBTQ people, but it's only LGBT friendly people who are kind and respectful to the LGBT community who get to live there. We're starting them here in Costa Rica, where I've moved to, and we're planning them across Costa Rica and around the world. So imagine you invest in either a home or possibly an entire community where everyone can be themselves, be safe, be loved, and belong. Imagine a place where a youth gets kicked out for being gay. And if you know anything about the community, you know that this is a pandemic. Imagine, let's call him Mario. I'm just making this up. And Mario calls us because he just got kicked out for being gay. And maybe he's living in the States, and maybe it's cold, and maybe it's snowing, and he doesn't know where to go. And he calls us and he says he's in a crisis. And he says he doesn't want to live anymore. And he says he's heartbroken because his parents have completely rejected him now that they know he's gay, and they kicked him out on this cold streets. Imagine Mario is only, maybe he's 14, maybe he's 16, maybe he's 18. He's like so many kids who've been kicked out for being gay, and he doesn't know what to do. And he's got a bottle of pills in his hand because he thinks he has no other solution. But at the last minute, he looks it up and he finds our number. And we say, we have love for you. We have a space for you. We have mentors here for you. We have new parents who will be loving and kind and safe towards you. We have a senior who lives next door. We have a room for you. We have a bed for you. And we have a job for you. There's a senior next door who could definitely use help with her laundry and with her cooking and with her housework. Are you open to that? Good. He throws the bottles of pills away, smiles, and comes to visit us. Meanwhile, there's a senior who may have done really, really well in her career. She was maybe transitioning again. Let's call her Mary. I'm making Mary up, but she's based on what happens to a lot of trans people. So maybe she had a very strong career. She was a very successful executive, but for years she had this feeling like she was in the wrong body and she didn't really feel like she was being herself. And so she finally transitioned, and she was able to, and her partner accepted her, but then her partner passed away. And then she moved to a nursing home because she started to have some disabilities in her old age. She's about 86 years old now. She needs help in order to get dressed, and she needs help in order to get groceries and to do things like meal preparation, things like that. Mary has been in this nursing home. It's dark, it's cold, it's lonely. And the nursing home leader tells her to never talk about her partner who recently died. She's grieving and she has to grieve alone. Why? Because it's not acceptable in this nursing home to come out as a trans lesbian, and she's going to get rejected. She's paying maybe $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 per month to live in a prison. She's looking at a bottle of pills. She thinks that the bottle of pills is her only solution. She's depressed. She's lonely. It's cold. It's dark. People are mean. The staff are mean and homophobic. The executive director is mean and homophobic. She's looking at the bottle of pills and she thinks it's the only solution. But the last minute, instead of taking her life, she decides to look up kind communities, outstanding kind communities. She sees that there are LGBT friendly communities out there. She throws away the bottle of pills and decides to live again. She calls us and we say, we have a space for you, Mary. We have kindness for you. We have a loving community for you that will accept you and love you as you are. And guess what? We just spoke to a youth who's looking for a job. And if you need help with groceries and things like that, he would love to help you. He lost his grandma to homophobia. Guess what? He would love to meet you and he would love to help you. And she goes, screw this, spending $30,000 a month on this prison. I'm out of here. I'm going to come and live in an outstanding kind community. And both of these two connect. Both of these two become friends. Mary becomes the grandma to Mario that he always wanted. And you can see them laughing together and high-fiving each other. And sometimes they maybe play euchre together and go on walks together. And sometimes he takes her out to the community potlucks and the community dances. And sometimes he takes her out to meet new people. Eventually, she actually meets another senior and falls in love again. And Mario has an entire community that supports him. And he finishes his education and he becomes an outstanding kind community leader. That's the story of outstanding kind communities. This is a place where everyone can be themselves, be safe, be loved, and belong. And if you would love to either learn more, if you would like to learn how to become a member of an outstanding kind community, I invite you to click below. If you would like to go on a tour and visit outstanding kind communities or potential outstanding kind communities here in Costa Rica, I invite you to click below. And if you would like to become a certified community mentor, community leader, or community investor, I invite you to click below. Either there's going to be either a link, depending where you are, or a gold button to get involved. Thanks. You make a difference and you deserve to speak, inspire, and prosper. You deserve a place where you can be yourself, be safe, be loved, and belong. Don't we all? So Len, thanks so much for listening to this. And you've also got an offering that will help people to hopefully 100x their ROI and impact as well. And it seems to fit so well with the Outstanding Kind Communities model. So tell us a little bit about what you do and why you love, but first, why do you love Outstanding Kind Fried Communities?
Well, I love projects that heal the world, and I know people that are, I know I have a friend who has MS and she needs help to get around. And she and her friends are LGBTQ. And she, they're afraid to admit who they are to the community. And they're
It's
thinking
dangerous.
about and they're thinking about they might have to leave the United States
Yes.
because of what's going on. And they're looking at, what would it take to go to Canada or what would it take to go outside the United States? This is exactly the kind of community that they need and they're going to want to be part of, that cares about each other, that uh, and that can help them be who they are and celebrate who they are in a way that um, they don't have to worry about new laws or guidelines getting in the way of what they want to be able to do.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, especially now with everything that's happening in the US. I mean, I'm a Canadian who's moved to Costa Rica. I've been here for 3 years. I find it actually overall, I would say it's LGBT friendlier here in Costa Rica than it is in Canada. Although, I mean, they're close, but
Hmm.
definitely either one of those countries is going to be better than the US right now in most cases. And I would also love to start outstanding kind communities in Canada as well. And it's where I was born, it's where I grew up, so it's a community it's a country I know quite well and love, and I would love to start some communities there. So we could possibly be running tours if people are interested. We could possibly run tours there in Canada as well if they really, really want to check out Canadian places. And here's what I think: a lot of communities, they get stuck on two things. I mean, maybe three things. Actually, one of them is water, which is why I'm introducing you to Len, because he has a fantastic solution to that. And I've come across an eco village that had horrible problems with their water here in Costa Rica. And I came across that a few weeks ago, to the point that I didn't want to move to that eco village. So I think that what you offer is really fantastic. And I want to be creating these outstanding kind communities everywhere, all around the world. The biggest challenges that most communities face are threefold: water and infrastructure. The second one is all of the problems of trying to build a community. A lot of eco villages, they try to build the community from scratch, and then they spend decades mired in, where do we put the road? Oh,
Huh.
I'm starting to talk like a Costa Rican. It's like, ay Dios de que no, no quiero eso. That would be a pain that I would not want to take on. There are actually retreat centers and resort centers that are for sale all around the world right now. A lot of them had troubles during the pandemic and have never recovered. There are places that you can turn into a kind pride community if you have the third thing that you need, which is, and this is the most important, I believe, you need to have the social emotional foundation as well as the physical foundation, so that people actually get along well. They know how to connect. They know how to build community. They know how to make decisions together. They know how to deal with conflicts. Most communities fall apart because they don't have the social emotional foundation. That's what I bring to the table. And that's what I'm going to be certifying people in. So anyone who wants to make great money by making a difference, if you want to 100x your ROI and impact, please click the link. Len, let's talk a little bit about what you're doing. What I love about what you're doing, and we are both supporting each other now, with a prosperity partnership program, so that we can help each other out and create a kinder world. So Len, tell us about your story of this stork. It looks like a massive, huge stork behind you. Do you want to tell us the story of the stork? Or is it a stork?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
good.
So, we know that when you have clean waterways and clean water for people, fish, turtles, sandhill cranes, all kinds of wildlife thrive off of that water. Fish can survive, and we all need it as humans to live. If we don't have clean water, then our life's in danger. And that's happening for communities around the world. We had a community in uh, a little community with just 300 homes, and they were treating their water, their sewage water, with by putting it in lagoons, which is great for a small community. But the problem was it got filled up over time. And you could tell that because the algae was building up. It was so thick, bugs were walking on top of it.
Oh,
They were starting to build up, they were starting to build up sludge islands. So you could, you know, some of the stuff they were putting into the water was starting to break to the surface
wow.
and it started stinking really bad. And
So
when
this is
communities get this,
human
yeah,
sewage as opposed to other
yeah,
forms of sewage, like
human, human sewage.
as opposed to chemicals. Okay, got it.
Yeah. And this can, uh, that creates dangerous water and and the just the stink coming off of this can be hazardous to your health.
Right? Yeah, inhaling that. Ooh.
Yes.
No, thanks.
Hazardous algal blooms are dangerous and they're occurring more and more frequently around the world.
Wow.
We
Okay.
So they said, well, how do we fix this? How do we fix this? And they went to their local water person and they said, you're so far gone. The only thing you can do is dredge this lagoon. You need to bring heavy equipment in. You're going to dig out the whole thing. You're going to work around and somehow figure out how to get everybody water, or what to do with their water, their sewage water while you're going to dig this out, and then you're going to put all of that in a landfill.
Ugh.
And that's going to cost you $1 million. 300 homes, $1 million.
Oof.
And they're like, how are we going to do this? Well, what happened was my company's Nanogas Environmental, and they invited us in to help them. When we looked at this, we saw that it was uh,
Ow.
all problems that we could solve. And so in just 4 days, we went from lagoons that were algae covered to lagoons that were clear. And in a matter of several months, we had nature's bacteria consume all of that waste and the sludge islands disappeared. We reduced all of it by 95%, and they saved over $800,000 compared to dredging their lagoon.
Love it. Yeah, and so you do all this with nano bubbles, you said. Very cool. And nano bubbles can clean this up. So now could you have fish live in that water now?
Fish just love the nanobubbles because it
Huh.
puts more oxygen in there. And
Yeah.
here's a little surprise that I didn't share with you. We've used this to grow largemouth bass fingerlings. And the fish that we grew 25% bigger than the next best available way to get oxygen to those fish to grow. So this isn't just lagoons, this is even aquaculture where you want to grow food supplies. And the fish love it and they grow bigger and they grow faster and they don't require as much food per pound of fish.
Nice.
So they love this environment.
So if
Uh,
they want more details on how this works and how to possibly talk to you more and see about bringing you into maybe do you offer consultations or what's the next step if somebody wants more info?
yeah, so they should contact us. Our website is nanogasenvironmental.com. You can see some of the examples there, but
You can
we
put that up on
always,
the screen if you want. Yeah, nanogasenvironmental.com. That's a long word, but we can put the link below if you like.
yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
Um,
And just
and
please say that you saw it through Share Love so that we can be also a percentage of that will go to support the outstanding kind communities and vice versa. We're helping each other out here. So if you go
yeah,
to nanogasenvironmental.com, then please mention my name.
yeah, make sure that you mention kind communities, share and love, and so that we can make sure that we benefit the communities.
Awesome. One last question. before I let you go. I came across an eco village where they had problems. I think it was during the dry season. They had problems accessing the wells, had a problem for some reason or other, and they switched so that they started using river water, which was full of parasites. Is that the kind of thing that you could help with or no?
Yeah, it is. We would love to uh, solve the well water problem, and if that was caused by dangerous bacteria, and if that was caused by some kind of pig manure or other animal load getting into that water, we could help. We could solve that problem. And then if you think about the water they were getting from the river, we also have a solution for that to kill off all the bacteria so that it could be drinkable. But remember, if you start getting water from a new water source, and you don't trust that source, then begin at
Right.
the very beginning by boiling your water. That's why you get these boil water orders when we get too much storm water and the sewage system isn't working anymore, because now your sewage has leaked into your drinking water.
That happens
And
in the US?
oh, 100%. So, you hear about these hurricanes and everybody's bringing water and they're saying you only drink bottled water because
Mm.
the sewer got overloaded. If you think about a hurricane in Florida, the
Mm.
water is going to flow everywhere. So the water from that wastewater treatment plant is going to flow into the water you're walking through to escape the hurricane. And so that's why you need to be really careful and you can get skin diseases from that as well.
Wow. Yeah, I was thinking about Walkerton as well. So Walkerton years ago was a is a town in Ontario that I visited a number of years ago. It's famous. The first thing I thought of when I heard of Walkerton, it's famous because people died because of a problem with it's a farming community. They're not going to be happy I mentioned this, but it's true. There was one person who was in charge of checking the water, and I think he might have had, I don't know, maybe addiction problems or something, and something didn't connect. He didn't check the water properly, and a lot of people got sick and a few people died. At least one person died. So I think that was coming from a pig farm. So one way to solve this is veganism, and another way to solve this could that be something that you could solve, prevent?
Yeah, in fact, we want a solution that helps everybody. What about those farmers? They're looking at maybe increased costs, but we can help them. They look at some of that pig waste as fertilizer gold. We can help make sure that that fertilizer gold where it goes to where it's supposed to go to help grow crops for all of us. And at the same time, the water doesn't escape and create a health issue for everybody.
So could you do that with the same product?
Yep.
Turn you turn crap into fertilizer.
Yes, we turn well, the same product helps crops grow and the same product can monitor that waste, make sure it's going to the right use, going to fertilizer, not leaking into your environment and causing problems like you had with that well.
So it's kind of like you clean up you clean it up to turn it into fertilizer before it leaks into the ground and into the groundwater. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Awesome.
There, there is, this is farmers, use this. This is nature's way as well, right? Uh, where does the fertilizer come from? You can make it at chemical plants, or you could just use natural fertilizer from animals, which is how things have worked for years and years.
Yeah.
Uh, it's just that you need to make sure you don't overload the farm with animal waste.
Yeah. Well, I think one thing that people can do is consider going vegan, or at least try a vegan meal. Every veggie meal you eat helps save a life. Ain't that sweet? So that's one option. Or the other option is to click below, give Len a call. Is there anything else you would like to say about this before we wrap up?
You
Final
know, I think this
wise
all
parting
ties
words.
together because it's about healing the world. Don't we all want to live in a place where we're accepted, where the community around us is friendly, where we can talk to our neighbors, and where we've got a healthy living environment with water and the type of food that we is safe to eat.
I love that. Yeah. So if you want either uh, Outstanding Kind Communities information on that, or if you'd like information on what Len is doing, please click one of the links below. Thank you so much. You make a difference. You deserve to speak, inspire, and prosper. You deserve a place where you can be yourself, be safe, be loved, and belong. Thanks. Please like, share, and subscribe.